Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Thundernumel and I welcome you to the channel. I'm here with Alexis Souza, who went top 16 at the Croatian OTS. Hello Alexis, and what deck did you play?
Hi, I played OJAMA.
Oh!
The combination of Paleozoics and OJAMAs.
Okay, so can you tell us something about the deck real quick, like the basic structure of how the deck works?
Yeah, the deck has three main synergies that we try to exploit. One is OJAMA Duo. Instead of turn it is sent to the graveyard, we can banish this card from the graveyard to special summon two OJAMAs with different names.
Okay.
And because they're level 2, we can use them as material for our Paleozoics XYZ. Second one is Paleozoic Morella. Sends any trap from the deck to the graveyard. Most of the times we will be sending OJAMA Duo. And lastly, Paleozoic Leoncholia, whatever. Returns any card from the banished zone to the graveyard, and since it returns, not sends, we can target OJAMA Duo and activate the effect in the same turn. In case you wonder, OJAMA Duo does not say once per turn in it.
So basically the point of the deck is to banish OJAMA Duo as many times as possible in one turn and then do what exactly?
And we can make our XYZ plays and even link climbing.
Okay, so tell us, how were your matchups at the tournament?
I don't quite remember very well, but there was a mixed results. I participated twice in the same day and I both got top 16. In one tournament I was able to defeat PK Adventure Hero, and in the other I was not. I defeated Eldritch, Infinite Track, even Soul Sword. He was playing Hero as well. The two players that I couldn't defeat was Sky Striker. It's quite hard for this deck to defeat, and especially Thunderies. That deck is really bad against with this one.
Yeah, it's a really terrible deck to play against, with any deck, not just with this one. But yeah, so okay, can you tell us more about the cards that you decided to put into the deck?
Sure. Before revealing the deck list, I want to say that when playing with this deck, what we try to achieve is, in our second turn, having a Paleozoic on the field and one OJAMA Duo in the graveyard from the previous turn. And the easiest way to do it is with Amarella, and lastly having, for example, something like a Battle Trap as a Threatening Roar or Wabuku in order to make it alive. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show the deck list. We start by the 3 Morellas. This is our enabler to send OJAMA Duo to the graveyard. Leoncholia, you'll only need 2 because in our first turn these don't do anything. Leoncholia.
Yeah, and also it's worth mentioning that it's searchable by your Paleo XCs, so you don't have to card draw it.
Yeah, exactly. This card is mostly going to search Leoncholia almost all of the time. And Olinoids is pretty good against the Adventurer pack right now. Always good to have back row removal. Unfortunately, Canadia and Dynamiscus, I feel that in the current meta they are not very useful. Canadia, it could be nice against prank kids, but you needed to go first and they couldn't draw, for example, the Adventurer token, or if you have Olinoids. Since we are using a trap deck, it's very situational, the plays that you can make. And Dynamiscus, unfortunately, we need to discard 1 card, and that sometimes is not something that we can afford with this deck. Yeah,
well, basically, when I played this deck, the only time the Dynamiscus is actually good is when we open exactly OJAMA Duo and Dynamiscus at the same time, so we can discard the OJAMA Duo, so using the Dynamiscus as a discard outlet. But that's not something that we want to happen, as we see, you're playing 2 OJAMA Duo.
Correct. We could play 3 instead of 2, but 2 is enough. And I also play 1 OJAMA Pajama. This card is amazing. If it wasn't for his hard once per turn, I would play more copies of this card. it can make it can help us sending an OJAMA duo to the graveyard, or even add OJAMAs to the
So yeah,
hand
basically
that we can
for
normal summon.
people who don't know, what does OJAMA Pajama do?
OJAMA Pajama says that in the main phase I can add one OJAMA card to my hand from the deck and discard one card. It does not specifically needs to be the OJAMA that we added. And there's a second effect that I will show in a combo later. That is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, I can special summon as much OJAMAs from the banished zone to the field. There is a third effect that we will never use it, which is if an armed dragon monster or a light machine fusion monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one OJAMA card from your hand face up field or graveyard instead. If you decide to play Alistair in this deck for some reason, you can defend Mekaba by banishing an OJAMA to prevent his destruction.
Oh, because it's a light machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's because it's, yeah, light machine.
that's actually pretty neat. So
Yeah.
okay, invoked OJAMA deck profile coming soon, guys. Stay tuned.
Anyway, let's continue with the trap trick. It is possibly the best card to play it in any Paleozoic deck. We can trigger 2 Paleozoics in the graveyard with just 1 card, and it also helps with the consistency of this 2-card combo that we want to achieve. However, in some weird hands we do not have a Paleozoic monster on the field by the end of the opponent's turn because of the restriction of being only able to activate 1 trap card for the rest of the turn. I will show later the combo. Lilith is kind of the same thing as trap trick. We want to have consistency by searching the traps that we need. And this too is kind of lifesavers. So they both serve the same purpose, Threatening Roar and Waboku, which is to survive the opponent's turn. I will refer them as battle traps. They also help me trigger Paleozoics in graveyard, and since Paleozoics monsters are unaffected by monster's effect, it is going to be pretty hard for them to out the monster, which means that the Paleozoic will stay on the field for our turn.
Okay, so basically, for those of you who still haven't picked up on the win condition, this is an OTK deck that has to go first in order to OTK. Therefore, the Threatening Roar and the Waboku.
Exactly, you're starting to understand that it's kind of a combo deck disguised as a control deck.
Exactly.
Infinite Impermanence has two nice applications. One is with Trap Trick. Since we are able to set it, we can set specifically into a zone, into a column of a spell or trap that we want to negate. And if in the beginning of our turn we do not have any card on the field, which sometimes it can happen, we can just activate this card from the hand and trigger chain 1 Paleozoic from graveyard. Lastly, we have the Lord of Heavenly Prison. Its main application is to protect our set cards from being destroyed, especially against DP, which is very popular. They can destroy our traps the turn we are set, so we wouldn't be able to activate them, and this prevents that. And Sphere Mode and Lava Golem. I am maining these 2 cards because of the popularity of meta decks that plays a lot of monsters that have negations that could be really hard for this deck to out. So since we basically need the 2-card combo, we can afford to have other cards in our hand in our first turn, even if we don't play them.
Yeah, so basically it only conflicts with Lilith, right?
Yes, it does conflict with Lilith sometimes, but we need to make a choice, either Lava Golem, Sphere Mold, or Lilith, and sometimes these ones are more important to use. And lastly, Melfi Hide and Seek, our searchable way to recover our resources. And of course, I cannot forget this. 5 OJAMAs. You do not need to specifically run these ones. You could have 2 copies of any of OJAMA that you wanted. For example, 2 blues, 2 pinks, 2 reds, but at least one of them should be different, because OJAMA Duo needs to special summon 2 OJAMAs with different names. The reason I am playing all of them differently is mostly because of Melfi Hide and Seek that specifically says 3 beasts with different names.
Okay.
And you want to have at least one normal monster for the extra deck that I'm going to show. Okay.
So okay, one more question before you move on to the extra deck. How do you feel about running more Ojamas in the 40 card version? Do you think it's
do
good
not
or
need
not?
to play more Ojamas, since it's kind of a bad draw. You can always normal summon them, of course, but you would prefer having traps instead of these guys.
Yeah.
In your second turn, it could be nice to just normal summon to help having more materials for XYZ, but you just need to have 5 at least, so that you can special summon from the deck.
So okay guys, you heard it here first, you play only 5 Ojamas in Paleo Ojama. Okay, now let's move on to the extra deck.
Okay, for the extra deck, I play 2 Paleozoic Opabinia. It's nice to play 2 in case the first one gets interrupted. 1 Animal Carries. I mean, this guy is really one of our boss monsters. It's really easy to make it, and it creates interruptions in both turns.
It's basically a
One-
Dryden.
Exactly. But it can also target set cards.
Oh yes.
1 Paleozoic Cambraraster, similar use of Opabinia. It helps us link climb to Access Code Talker.
And you also can set a Leoncolia with it.
Correct.
And
we can set
activate it
our
on the same
Paleozoic
turn.
cards and activate them in the same turn.
Right.
1 Sky Cavalry Centaria, easy access to Zeus, and the monster is special summon when there can only be one is face up. There are some floodgates that we can try to get around them, but this guy is the only one if there can be only one is face up on the field. Mannequin Cat, this card is amazing. It has a lot of applications. Either special summon a dark monster to go to the Dark Charmer, special summon Lilith to set a trap, special summon Heavenly Prison to push for game since he has a 3000 attack, special summon a weak monster on the opponent's field to push for game, or battle to go for Zeus, and yeah, there's a lot of things really cool with this guy. Melfi of the Forest, we can use any level 2 as material, including Paleozoics, and it's here to search the hide and seek. 1 Sandayu, it can make a token to get rid of big monsters which are unaffected, or that we, for example, like Dragoon or Ultimate Falcon, or even I don't know, let's see, the
Ignister.
yeah, for example, this can out
Or
Ignister.
the unaffected Dark Fluid. I made a deck profile on at Ignister with the unaffected Dark Fluid instead of the Arrival, so you can check that out here. I'll put the link up there. You can check that after this video.
Totally awesome. You could cut this card. It's a OJAMA deck, not a Paleozoic Frog deck, and we rarely even special summon this card. And Downward Magician and Zeus. You can go for 4 materials with Zeus by attacking with Centaria, but many times you will only have 2 materials in Zeus, by the way you play with this deck.
Okay.
For the Link monsters, I decide to choose to have 1 Dark Charmer because of the influence of DPE, and you are running some Darks in the deck, such as Lilith and Lord of Heavenly Prison, or you can always steal, you special summon a Lilith thanks to number 29, or in main phase 2 you can also go for a Downward Magician, which is dark, in order to make the Dark Charmer. And I decide to play Imduke and Nightmare Unicorn. Our Paleozoic monsters, as well as some Ojamas, they are normal monsters, so you can use either a Link Spider with Nightmare Phoenix, but I prefer Nightmare Unicorn with Imduke, and I will show you the combo. Access Code Talker. Let's now go for the combos.
This is actually great. I'm enjoying myself really much here. You put so much work into the deck.
Yeah, So yeah, unfortunately there are some conditions and possible interruptions that can alter the path of our combos. I will show you what the deck can do uninterrupted. First, combo number 1, Morella and Threatening Roar. You will want to shotgun Paleozoic Morella as soon as you can in standby phase and send OJAMA Duo to the graveyard. That way, in case your opponent has Lightning Storm, for example, you will be able to chain and special summon a Paleozoic from the graveyard. And that's pretty much it. You want to have a Paleozoic on the field as well as an OJAMA Duo in the graveyard.
So basically the important part is to make sure that you special summon the Paleo from the graveyard at any cost. At the end of
Exactly.
Okay. So when your opponent passes back to you, then what happens?
Okay. Then as soon as it passes to you, we are going to draw one card. No matter the card, let's say you draw a Lava Golem. We will not use the card.
Okay.
We will banish OJAMA Duo to special summon 2 OJAMAs. And we will want to XYZ them for Opabinia. You can decide to put this in attack position because the material that you will want to detach is the Paleozoic, so it will not have any use past this turn, and you probably could attack with it.
And go into Zeus afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detach Paleozoic to search the Land Trolia. You activate Land Trolia from hand and target OJAMA Duo with trigger the chain of Paleozoic to special summon it. And because, as I said, OJAMA Duo is not once per turn and it was returned instead of sending, we can banish it again to special summon 2 more OJAMAs.
Okay.
Now what you can do is banish the OJAMA Duo to special summon 2 OJAMAs. You can either special summon any ones that you want, and now you can go for the Anomalucaris. What you have here is a Trident, a boss that can destroy 1 card per turn, which you probably will want to do. You can attack with it and then go for Zeus on top of the Opabinia. And you can crash with OJAMA Blue in order to add 2 OJAMA cards from deck to hand, which will help you having more traps to trigger your Paleozoics in the graveyard, to trigger the Anomalucaris effect. And in the opponent's turn, you can destroy 1 more card from it and activate Zeus effect to just clear the field, and Anomalucaris will not be sent to the graveyard since it's unaffected by monster effects, including your own. Combo number 2. With the 2 same cards, you can reach an OTK with just 1 more dependency, which having another Speller Trap set, either on your field or on the opponent's field in order to trigger Camper Raster. So the same thing goes, you activate Morella to send the OJAMA Duo, and you activate a Threatening Roar to keep you safe from the opponent's turn, which is the most difficult thing for this deck. And that way you'll have a Paleozoic on your field and they cannot attack it. So on your turn, you will draw any card. Let's say that you draw, for example, a Speller Trap.
Okay.
You will want to banish OJAMA Duo to special summon 2 OJAMAs. And again, you will go for the Opabinia. You will detach Opabinia, detach the Paleozoic to search for the Leon Trolia. You activate Leon Trolia targeting OJAMA Duo and special summon Morella. In here, you will go for the Cambroaster. Sometimes this guy can be a little bit situational because either you or the opponent need to have a set Speller Trap. So what you want to do here is banishing the OJAMA Duo again to special summon 2 OJAMAs. Setting a Speller Trap, activating the Camera Raster effect, either target your own or, it will be better, the opponent's one. it will send to the graveyard and you will set another Leon Trolley. What you want to do here is going to XYZ for the Melfi, activate the effect of Melfi, detach to search the spell Hide and Seek. And this is in your hand. You will link away the normal monster for Imduk, right where Camberwasser is, and activate Melfi. You exactly have 3 beasts with different names in your graveyard that you will shuffle them and draw one card, no matter the card that it is. You will then link these two, these two for the Nightmare Unicorn, and that's why I prefer Imduk with Unicorn, because that way you will be able
get
to
extra card. Yeah, that's really nice.
Exactly. This card, and it will be co-linked, so you'll be able to draw another card. Here, you will go for the Access Code Talker. Target Unicorn, it will have more 3000 attack. You can now activate Leon Trolley effect and target one of your banished cards. You'll target again OJAMA Duo and special summon the Paleo from the graveyard. As you realize, we already special summoned 4 OJAMAs this turn, but thanks to Melfi Hide and Seek, we'll be able to special summon 2 more because we recycled them. So banish OJAMA Duo and special summon 2 more OJAMAs. From here, we will go to the Sandayu. Sandayu will detach 1 material to create a token. This token will have 5300 attack, which is more than enough damage on board.
This is really crazy.
Yeah. Another cute XYZ that you can go instead of Sandayu would be the Anomalucaris, since you have 3 monsters and one of them is a Paleozoic. Unfortunately, you are 300 life points for little. But if you were able to activate a OJAMA Duo this turn, instead of if you were able to create tokens on the opponent's field, these tokens, when they are destroyed, the opponents take 300 damage.
So that's exactly lethal. You destroy one with the Anomalucaris and it's exactly lethal.
Exactly.
Damn, this is so cool. I'm loving this.
That's pretty much it. So,
sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. Let's get back to the video.
Unfortunately, sometimes these combos do not happen exactly like that because the opponent will have interruptions. That's why I am maining cards such as Sphere Mode and Lava Golem to just get rid of the opponent's field and start comboing. Sphere Mode can be out by Access Code Talker, so we can clear the field. If the opponent is playing a trap deck like Eldritch, it can sometimes even help you out because every trap card that you will activate, you'll special summon your Paleozoics. So for the side deck, I play 3 Mystic Mine, 3 Demise of the Land, 3 Heatwave. Unfortunately, I do not own the other 2. Dimensional Barrier could also be a nice option. Artifact Sanctum with Sight, 2 Godarless and 1 Twin Twister. This is mostly to be searched out of Lord of Heavenly Prison against a trap deck, for example as Eldritch. And Mystic Mine specifically, I feel that there's no other deck that has better fit for this card than this one. And the reason why is because OJAMA Duo can put tokens in the opponent's field, and that makes us control the cards that the monsters that the opponent have. And because we can special summon monsters either to his field or Paleozoics to our field, we can decide to destroy Mystic Mine by the end of the opponent's turn by making us controlling the same amount of monsters. And if we do not want to destroy it in the opponent's turn, we can destroy it in our own by using cards such as Anomalucaris, Access Code Talker, or even a Search Paleozoic Olinoids. And as well also Unicorn. So for a 60 card variant, why would you even consider playing a 60 card variant? because sometimes drawing the Ojamas are not the best. They are not breaks per se, only if you do not have more targets to special summon from OJAMA Duo, but it's not the best card. So you can still make a very competitive and consistent deck by adding more cards from more OJAMA Duo, as well as adding more of the OJAMA Pajama, if I can find it. Yeah, OJAMA Pajama. So I'm gonna show you some options that you can play in a 60 card variant. You can add the Finned Griffin as well as the Absolute King Backjack, which is an amazing card because it will help you trigger more Paleozoics and see the top 3 cards of your deck. It's amazing. You can play Ice Dragon Prison. It can be searched by the
Trap Trick and Lily.
Trap Trick, exactly. More Pajamas, the Metaverse, as well as the 3 Mystic Mines and 3 Demise of the Land, and either Rise to Full Heist or Spiritual Sword over Really Light. That can be good targets for Morella to prevent that your opponent will kill you in this turn. And a really nice deck, which is Neos Fusion with Rainbow Dragon, Elemental Neos, and Eldritch the Golden Lord. I will show you the combo that you can OTK with just an activation of OJAMA Duo. And lastly, these 2 cards that are really neat. Fairy Tail Snow has a really nice application with OJAMA Pajama, and Beast King and Lich is quite awesome if you are in a slow pace to be searched by Lord of Heavenly Prison. When the card that you will search from Lord of Heavenly Prison, unfortunately, will be banished by the end of your turn. But if you decide to search Beast King Unleashed and put it on the same column of Lord of the Heavenly Prison and attack a monster that is in the same column as him, you can activate Beast King Unleashed to put all of the cards from that column to the hand, and you can activate again Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and this card will not be banished anymore because it's in your hand. A nice engine to put alongside in a 60 card variant is the Cubic engine. Morella can send this card to the graveyard, and you can easily activate this card because sometimes you don't mind receiving some battle damage from the opponent and only trigger your Paleozoics in the end turn so that they will be alive because they're quite weak. And these guys can protect sometimes, just a set card. They will not be able to deal you more battle damage because they cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, they're level 1, so you can go for Little Lust and attack directly to make Zeus. So this could be really nice to send out of Morella. So now let's go for the combo number 3. One OJAMA Duo. One OJAMA Duo is enough to defeat the opponent, either by activating OJAMA Duo and special summon 2 tokens to the opponent's field. In your turn, you will want to banish OJAMA Duo to special summon 2 Ojamas to your field. What you will want to go will be for the Mannequin Cat. Again, this card has really amazing implications. And you will detach 1 card to special summon a monster from the opponent's graveyard. The monster that you will want to special summon can be relevant if you do not have OJAMA tokens, because you want to target a monster on the field that is light or zombie. And a card that sometimes people play against Paleojama is Ash Blossom, because, well, OJAMA Duo special summons from the deck and Morella will send cards from deck to graveyard, so they will want to put Ash Blossom in the deck. And if they have an Ash Blossom in the graveyard, you can special summon to their field, target their Ash Blossom or target one of our tokens and special summon our Eldritch, the Golden Lord. From here, you only need to have 1 set Speller Trap. You can even decide to have a set Mystic Mine. you will want to link these two for the Predaplant Verti Anaconda, send the set card to the graveyard to special summon Eldritch, and activate the effect of Verti Anaconda to send the Neos Fusion along with the Rainbow Dragon and Elemental Hero Neos to special summon Rainbow Neos. Here you will activate the Rainbow Neos effect, sending the Verti Anaconda to the graveyard. All the monsters, including your tokens, will be returned to the deck, and this is exactly 8000 damage on board. So just one OJAMA Duo is able to win you the game.
This is so amazing, but you only play this in a 60 card variant, right?
Exactly.
Because you don't want the break on the Neos and the Rainbow Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. However, Neos Fusion is just like Destiny Fusion, so you can play more copies of this card, which is nice.
Amazing, amazing. I'm loving this so far. This is great.
Yes. And lastly, I'm going to show you Anti-Nibiru double OTK combo.
Double OTK.
Double OTK combo through Nibiru.
Wow. Okay.
So what you need to do again with the previous two card combo of Marella and Threatening Roar, instead of Threatening Roar, let's use Wabuku this time. Activate Marella, sending OJAMA Duo to the graveyard. And activating the Wabuku, special summon Marella. The only difference is that in Wabuku they can still attack, so they can go for a Zeus of their own, so that's why Threatening Roar can be better. However, this guy, the Wabuku, you can use it on your own turn if you want to go for your own Zeus. And in your turn, you will draw any card that we will use it for Cambro Raster effect, no matter the card. Banish the OJAMA Duo and special summon 2 OJAMAs on the field. Where are my OJAMAs? Here they are. 2 OJAMAs on the field. You will go for the Opabinia, activate Opabinia effect, detach Marella to search again the Leontrolia. It's almost every time Leontrolia. You will activate Leontrolia, targeting OJAMA Duo, and special summon the Paleozoic that you have in the graveyard. That's why it's important that you detach it. You will go now for the Cambro Raster, and you will want to target one of the cards. This is in the graveyard. You will want to target one set card to send it to the graveyard. Let's say that it's we that have and not the opponent. And you will target, instead of another Leontrolia, you will target instead Marella. You will not use it yet. You will now want to banish the 2 OJAMA Duo. By the way, this is already 1, 2, yeah, they can already Nibiru at this point, but they will not, because we have weak monsters and we still have cards that they want to probably make us waste more resources. So we special summon 2 more OJAMAs, and we will now go for the again Mannequin Cat. Sure, if they Nibiru here, fine. If they don't, we will detach material to special summon. Of course, that they need to have either a light monster or a spellcaster monster. We will special summon this time the Fairy Tale Snow from our deck, hand, or graveyard. Here we will do the same thing that we did in the previous combo, which is going for Imduk and using the Fairy Tale Snow for the Unicorn. Activate the effect, perhaps, and go for Access Code Talker. And now Access Code Talker will have 5300 attack. So probably now, here is the moment that we will want to go to battle phase, and it's the moment that they will decide to Nibiru us. And if they do, we will show right after what happens. If they don't, we will chain our snow in the battle phase to put more than 8,000 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
If they decide to Nibiru in here, then everything goes to the graveyard and a token will be created. And they will have their own Nibiru. I do not own one, so let's say that this is their Nibiru and this is our token.
Okay.
Here we are still in main phase, so what we want to do is activating the Fairy Tail Snow effect. We will banish every OJAMA that we have, plus some other cards that are pointless, such as the Threatening Roar, Wabuku, and sometimes it's nice to banish the Opabinia so that they do not do called by the graveyard. So 7 cards and special summon Fairy Tail Snow. Do not activate the effect to flip the Nibiru because we need him face up. We will now link these two monsters for either the Light Charmer or for any link 2. Let's say, for example, Phoenix. And that is why you set this card, Morella. You will activate Morella and chain a Paleozoic that you will have in the graveyard. And the target that you will decide to send from Morella, drum roll, the OJAMA Pajama. And here we are using the effect of OJAMA Pajama that says when this card is sent to the graveyard, we can special summon as many OJAMAs that we have from Banished. And here they come, all happy.
This is the best thing ever.
And now we can go here for Animal Caris, and we can go here for the Sandayu. Activate the effect of Sandayu, creating a token of your own that has the biggest attack on the field, which is going to be the 3000. And now you're going to activate the Animal Caris effect to destroy the token. So here is again more than 8000 damage on board.
And also, if you don't have an OTK here, you can go into Zeus and you have Zeus and Animal Caris, which is insane. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is so much fun. This is such an in-depth deck profile. I never expected this to be this in-depth. I'm so happy now.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. OJAMA deck.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any shoutouts maybe?
Yes, I do. Shoutouts to Jungle Steve 6255 on Discord, also known as David Shengalia on YouTube. We spent together a lot of time, the both of us, to test and think about combos as well as cards to add in the deck.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing us this amazing deck, and I hope we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.